look at this. One big problem that a lot of people are facing when we are moving from analog and graphic information in the building industry towards digital construction and operations and maintenance is that a lot of people who own and know about the information that needs to be connected to an element in BIM don't know anything about BIM. What kind of software you use, how you add properties in BIM, blah, blah, blah. All this BIM stuff is alien for a lot of people who need to add information to a BIM element. We've tried to solve some of those issues by building functionality in Anker that we've called relationships. And today I want to show you how that can work in a Revit setting. So imagine that you have people who are not in Revit, but needs to add their data to elements that are in Revit. And then that data is going to go out in different ways. So look at this together with me. I've got a Revit model here, 3 floors, simple prototype of a Revit model. This is actually like a copy of a project, a very small section of a project that I worked on once. I've got 3 levels. Each level has 3 rooms. I've got those same rooms in an Excel spreadsheet where I use the room number as a key, basically to match the elements and the properties. And then I've got 3 columns that basically just represent what could be some type of external data. This is data 1, data 2, data 3, and then I've put just some text in these data sets to show you how this can work. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to map this CSV file. This is a CSV file. I'm going to map it to the Anker database and then populate the Revit elements based on this data. Let me just show you how that works. I'll change these values. I'll do it in a very simple way so that you understand what's going on. Well, let's say that data 1, this, by the way, is the piece set. So I've got a piece set that I need the property to be exported to, and then that's the property. Data 1 is good, data 2 is bad, and data 3 is average. Okay, I'm saving this file, and then I'm not going into Revit, I'm going into the Anker database on the web. This is my Chrome window. I've got my Anker database with my, validation health and property analysis and so on. I'm going to go to my files where I can see the last time, 13 minutes ago, that me, Håvard, uploaded this room data CSV last time. So click CSV, upload CSV, find the file, room data, import, boom, boom, boom. And then what is going to happen is that I've got a room data table that is going to update. Boom, it updates. I've got my rooms in Revit that's going to update. Boom, good, bad, and average data. And all of that happens fully automatic because I've set up, guess what? You got it. I've set up a room data automation algorithm that checks every day at noon. It runs this rule, and then anytime I upload either the CSV file or change the Revit file, synchronize to central, it runs these rules. So, and also got my run everything automation that just does a bunch of other things, but the room data that I just updated, that is going to run with this automation. So that's all you need to do, really. If I go back to my Revit file and open the Anker property palette and I click on this room, 101, good, bad, average. Let's check the Excel, good, bad, average, right? This other room, selection issue, open the Anker properties, good, bad, and average, right? Okay, so now this data is in the Anker database. It is not in Revit yet, but we can bring that into Revit if we want. There's 2 places this data can go, in addition to validation and like API links to dashboards and so on. But for this to go to digital construction or operations and maintenance, I see like 2 ways. Either you can pre-configure a 3D view for IFC export and use the built-in IFC exporter in Revit, export IFC. I've got a setup here that makes good IFC files. I use Anker to populate all the custom data. And then when I click export on this, Revit is going to export an IFC file, and then Anker, the Anker add-in, is going to pick up that IFC file and append all the data that's in the database to it. That's one way. The other way, if you have set up these properties as shared project parameters in your file, basically something like this, you know, you can click on a room and then go down. Here I got it. This is empty now on all these rooms. So if you need this data to be inside of Revit, you can go to the Anker tab in Revit, click pull. It's automatically going to pick up, match those properties because they're called the same thing, and then click pull parameters. We then go into the database and find the elements and find the properties and then overwrite the property values, and you'll get all of this data inside of Revit. So here, look, good, bad, and average data, good, bad, and average data. And if I open my room schedule, you can see the same thing on all of these rooms. So that's one way. And the other way, let's go back to the IFC file, and I can click File, Export, IFC, just overwrite this, and then that IFC export is going to start. And I'm here linking the CSV data to the Revit data using this simple setup. Very important that you have to specify the matching property. This is basically the key that you want to match the elements with the properties, and that you have to click link here to create a link property. Basically, that is the relationship that creates this connection. Once you've done that, you set up a population. That population can look like this. So in this case, I'm filtering out anything that is not a room across all my Revit files. That's important to remember. And then I'm using that link property to copy data from basically from the CSV to the Revit element. That's all you need to know, and I hope you enjoyed this functionality, and we're really looking forward to hearing from you if you like it or not.